is Vikalp options, Prathmiktaएं, preferences, right? So we'll talk about options and preferences today. Okay. We'll just wait for another minute or two. Our learners are still joining. Our pro learners, please join me in the live class. I've shared the invite. Sharing it again. In the meantime, can you all, our non-pro learners, this is a question for everyone. I want some sentences indicating preferences and options. Okay. Indicating options and preferences. Please type some sentences on the chat indicating options and preferences. Okay. Deepak, can you hear me? Deepak, can you hear me? You're on mute, Deepak. Can you hear me? I'm asking you to unmute. Probably your system, your screen is stuck. कोई issue है तो आप एक बार फिर से log out करके log in कीजिए. You're not able to unmute. Guys, please type some sentences on the chat indicating preferences and options. Ajmol, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, great. I would like to watch horror movies. That's good. Good sentence. Thank you. I like watching horror movies. That's a better way to put it across. Okay. Just give me a moment. Okay, yes, I hope you guys can hear me. Deepak, Ajmol, Jaspreet, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, great. We'll just wait for another minute or two. Some of our learners are still joining and then start the session. So in the meantime, can you all give me some sentences with indicating options or preferences? Ajmol, let's start with you.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Anything, as long as you just need to make a grammatically correct sentence that reflects options or preferences.
Okay. I would like to play football in rainy season.
Very good. I like playing. So the better here you can use the gerund. I like playing football during the rains or during the rainy season, during the monsoon, basically. Okay, during the monsoons. Okay. Okay, very good. Anyone else with some other sentences? Yeah, you can continue. If you have any more sentences, please go ahead.
And I am going to the market for bought some vegetables.
So here, declarative sentence. You're declaring something where I'm talking about. So you can say, I like visiting the market. I prefer visiting a market than ordering online. Okay. So that indicates your preference of going out to buy vegetables rather than ordering online. Okay. Anyone else has any other sentences?
Yes, sir. I would like to have an ice cream in this season.
Okay, very good. I'd like to have an ice cream. I like eating ice cream in this season. Fair enough. Thank you.
And I like to speaking English instead of Hindi.
So rephrase your sentence. There's a mistake. I like
speaking English instead of Hindi.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think you use an article or something like that. You can also say, I like to converse in English. Understand?
Converse.
Converse, have a conversation. That's a better way of saying it. So I prefer English, or you can, there's another way to say this. I prefer English to Hindi. Okay. Prefer English to Hindi when conversing. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Prefer English to Hindi when conversing. Basically, इसका मतलब क्या है कि मैं जब conversation या मैं जब converse करती हूँ किसी से,
Yes,
So
when I
I-
communicate with someone, I like to speak in English language.
absolutely. So when I say I prefer English to Hindi, it's understood that you prefer English in comparison to what? To Hindi. So you don't have,
Hindi.
yes. So this is the way in which you can rephrase the sentence as well. I prefer English to Hindi when conversing. Okay. When
And
conversing.
I don't like to delay on my work.
No, I don't like delaying my work.
Delaying.
Okay. I don't like delaying my work. Okay. Delaying
Okay,
matlab
sir. Delay karna.
delay karna,
Fill
right?
up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Anyone else has any other sentences? Okay. So we have good number of learners. So I'll come to you all individually with some sentences once we start the topic. So let's start with Deepak. Can you hear me? Deepak. Can you hear me, Deepak? No. Let's start with Ajmol. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So just read the two sentences, the sentences given in English. That's it. Don't read the Hindi sentences.
Okay, sir. What would you like to have? I would like to have a
आपकी आवाज कट रही है. Your voice is breaking. Can you hear me, Ajmol?
yes, sir. I can hear you.
I can hear you now. Yes, आपकी आवाज कट रही थी. Please, you can start again. Start again.
What would you like to have? I would like
Your voice goes blank. आपकी आवाज, you start and then
To
it
have-
goes. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Which Mukherjee do you mean? We have two Mukherjees here.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. So your first sentence was, what would you like to have? किसी को offer दे रहे हैं आप, पूछ रहे हैं कुछ. So basically giving them options. Okay. So the person is giving. So the speaker, the person who's asking the question here, there's a two-way conversation. I'm asking you a question. What would you like to have? Basically, I'm giving you some options. You're indicating your preferences when you tell me, I'd like to have tea, please. In the second one, again, there is options given. Which Mukherjee do you mean? So probably in an office, you must have colleagues, you could have colleagues who have similar surnames, right? We always have similar surnames, last names, basically. So he's asking, which Mukherjee do you mean? So I'd say, I'm telling the person I want to talk to Mr. Mukherjee. So he's asking me, which Mukherjee do you mean? We have two Mukherjees here. So again, conversation, two-way conversation, indicating options and preferences. Okay. Thank you, Ajmol. Let's continue. I'll come back to you later. Let's continue with next name I see here is Amit. Can you hear me? Amit, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. So I'll just quickly explain this here. It says what हम use करते हैं when we want an answer. So what, when, where, how, we have discussed this earlier. So you can use any of these to ask a question. And again, which, basically which one, this one or that one. We've discussed this earlier. So let's continue. Yes, Amit, can you please read the sentence here?
Which do you prefer, oranges or apples?
Very good. Yes, it's a plural, so you have to pronounce it that way. Good. Which do you prefer, oranges or apples? Okay. So here, going back to the previous slide, says we use what when the answer can be anything, basically open-ended. Which here, probably closed-ended. Which one? This one or that one? Okay. So it can be this or that. Okay, that's the meaning. So that's the slight difference between what and which. Okay, so let's continue. Amit,
Which-
you can answer. Amit, you can answer this
Yes,
one.
sir.
Just give me. Don't read the Hindi sentence. It's okay. Just give me the correct answer in English. Yes, Amit, go ahead.
Which one is your favorite teacher in this photograph?
Yes, very good, very good. It's not what is your favorite teacher. Obviously, we're talking about a person, right? So, किसी व्यक्ति के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, right? So, which one? This one or that one? All right? Or yeah, that's correct. Here there are two options given. Which one is your favorite teacher in this photograph? It's correct. इस तस्वीर में आपकी पसंदीदा शिक्षक कौन है? कौन सी है? Basically, okay. Correct answer. Thank you. Let's continue with Jaspreet. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Please answer the next one. So fill in the blanks.
Which one of those men is your Yogi, Mr. Yogi?
Okay.
Who?
No, it's not who. You're right. Your answer was right. Read it again.
Which one of those man is Mr. Yogi?
What is the pronunciation for MEN? Men.
Men.
Men. Two. Plural. Okay. If man is singular, men plural. Which one of those men? So I'm indicating to someone. I'm asking someone. Which one of those men is Mr. Yogi? So इनमें से कौन Mr. Yogi है? उन दोनों में से some a translation
Yes,
in
sir.
Hindi means which one of those men is Mr. Yogi? Okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you. So I'll come back to you guys. Let's continue with Sangeeta. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sangeeta. Please answer the next one.
Which is your favorite dish among these?
Which is your favorite dish among these? So if you want to, Sangeeta, if you want to rephrase the sentence and use what, how will you rephrase the sentence? Using what?
What is your favorite dish?
Excellent. Very good. There's no option given, right? So what can mean anything. So if that is the question, if there is no option, you just ask, what is your favorite dish? There are two options. Which is your favorite dish among these? Okay, correct.
Okay, sir.
Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Let's continue. Raj Gopal, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I hope your the live session is working well today. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Please read the sentences. Only the sentences in English. That's it.
Okay. Take whichever you like best. Which hotel would you prefer to stay in? Whichever, it does not matter to me.
Great. Thank you. Can you read the sentences a little slowly? The last two sentences.
Okay. Which hotel would you prefer to stay in? Whichever, it does not matter to me.
Very good. Whichever, there's a comma here. So you need to take the pause.
Okay.
Whichever, it doesn't matter to me. Okay.
It doesn't.
here-
Okay. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Doesn't matter to me. Does not matter to me is fine. It's just the contraction given. So you can pronounce it as doesn't. That's
It
okay.
doesn't matter to me. Okay.
Doesn't matter. Yes. Well done. Thank you. So take whichever you like best. It says जो भी आपको सबसे ज्यादा पसंद है ले लो. Basically whichever का मतलब है जो भी या कोई भी. Okay, that's the literal translation. Which hotel do you prefer to stay in? Whichever. It does not matter to me. कोई भी means whichever. Okay. कौन सा is which. Whichever means कोई भी. Okay. फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Basically, that's what it states here. Rajgopal, you can answer the next one.
Which is the cheaper of the two hotels?
Very good. Which is the cheaper of the two hotels? So again, वो compare कर रहा है दोनों में से कौन सा वाला basically less expensive या cheaper है, right? So which is the cheaper of the two hotels? Very good. Well done. Thank you. So Rajgopal, I have a question for you. I
Yes, sir.
want here what is the adjective used? What is the adjective?
Adjective.
What is the one word that indicates quality, quantity, whatever? What are we talking about? If I ask you what here,
Okay.
what is the aspect
Is
that
that-
they are talking about? Are they talking about
Adject-
hotels or price?
So we are talking about hotels, sir.
They're talking about the price, right? So cheap is the adjective here. Adjective. Okay.
Okay, cheaper is the adjective, correct, sir. Sorry.
Okay,
Cheaper is the
cheaper.
adjective.
I want you to, Rajgopal, I want you to change this into a superlative. Like this is the cheaper where you are comparing two things. If I want to
Okay.
ask about the entire city without giving any options, what
Okay.
is the question that you will frame?
Where is the cheaper of the hotels?
Which is,
No, where is the cheaper of the two hotels?
I want you to remove the comparison. Okay.
Okay,
Understand my question. You and I are having a conversation. Okay.
okay,
In the conversation, I am asking you which is the cheaper of the two hotels, means we are discussing only about the two hotels, right? Only those two hotels,
Okay.
right? Now,
Okay.
I am asking you about the entire city. Okay. What will be my question? Let's say I live in Mumbai. You are asking me a question about the price of hotels in Mumbai. What will you ask
Okay.
me in terms of cheap? What is the question you will frame?
Where is the cheaper hotel in Mumbai?
Will you use cheap, cheaper, or cheapest?
Cheapest. Okay.
Now frame the sentence.
Where is the cheapest hotel in Mumbai?
Which is the cheapest hotel in Mumbai? Okay.
Okay, which is the cheapest? Okay.
Okay, yes, good. So the reason I gave this example, guys, is because it's important to understand that we have discussed this topic earlier. We discussed about adjectives. Some of you must have been a part of that topic. Many of you must have not been. This was probably last month. We spoke a bit about adjectives and superlatives and comparatives. So it's important to understand the use of adjectives when you are comparing two things. It's comparative adjective. If you talk about superlative, means the example that he just gave, the answer that he just gave was, which is the cheapest hotel in Mumbai? Cheapest and cheaper. Difference, comparison.
Comparative.
You need
Okay.
two things to compare. Superlative is only one, right? And the base form of this adjective is cheap. Okay.
Cheaper. Is
Okay.
also-
Okay, great. So just wanted to give you all an idea. So as an exercise, try and do that. Try and use different sentences to come up with different questions when you use adjectives. Okay, just to improve and work on the adjectives, the grammar part of it. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rajgopal. Let's continue
Yes,
with Aman. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Let's continue. Give me the correct answer.
Let's see. Which is the best film of the year?
Which is the best film of this year? Right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, Aman, tell me, what is it a comparative or is it a superlative used here as an adjective?
Superlative होगा.
You're right.
Best.
Best.
Which is the best?
Very good. Best का comparative word क्या है? क्या adjective है? इसकी जगह पे मैं अगर आपसे पूछता कि if I would ask you, if I was supposed to ask you about two films only, what is the word that I'll use?
Sir, better use कर सकते.
Better. Very good. Very good. And what is the base form of that adjective?
Adjective means quality of nouns.
Very good. You said best is superlative, better is comparative. What is the base form of that?
So best is an adjective form.
Base form. Like,
Best.
so we spoke about cheap, cheaper, cheapest, right? वैसे
Yes, sir.
better और best है तो उसके पहले का word क्या होगा? क्या adjective है? The base form. BASE, base.
Better.
No, better is
Good.
comparative. Yeah, someone
Comparative,
just said
okay.
it. Good, right? So good, better,
Good, better,
best.
Yeah, right. Good,
Got it?
better, best.
Yes.
Right.
Similarly, bad, worse, worst, which is the worst
Yes,
film
yes.
of the year. Okay, for example.
Yes.
Okay, so your sentence is correct, which is the best film of this year. Absolutely right. Okay, correct answer.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's continue with Chandan. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, let's continue with you.
Hello.
I can hear you. Please answer the next one.
This is the 2 point. Which of these two? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes,
No
sir.
problem.
Which of these yeah, which of these two boys is more intelligent?
Thank you. Just give me a moment.
Oh yes.
So guys, there are some questions about the email address, how to contact Hello English, and how to register, etc. Please send an email to premium@helloenglish.com, okay, for further details. You need to register as a pro learner to join the live class. Yes, however, for further details about the pricing, how do you register, class timings, etc., please send an email. I'm just typing the email address here, premium@helloenglish.com. Okay, I repeat, premium@helloenglish.com. Yes, can you please read the sentence again, Chandan? I'm sorry, I was replying on the chat. Chandan, go ahead, read the sentence,
Yes, sir.
please.
Which of these two boys is more intelligent?
Here, there is a clear comparison between two boys, right, Chandan?
Oh yes, sir, yes.
Okay. So my question to you, Chandan, is I want to change this question to a superlative. What will be my question? Here the sentence is, which of these two boys is more intelligent? I want to change it to a superlative. आपकी आवाज कट रही है, Chandan. Your voice is breaking. You're trying to answer, but I cannot hear you.
Yeah, which of these boys is most intelligent?
Very good. Your sentence, you're absolutely right. For more intelligent, you'd use most intelligent. However, you can rephrase the sentence. Here, there is an option given, comparison between two boys. If you are using a superlative, you can say it without that, because then again, it's a comparative. So try again. Try again.
Yeah, which of these boys is the most intelligent?
No, again, why do you want to use which? Think about who, and then start your sentence. Simple. Yeah, start with who is the.
Yeah, who is the most intelligent boys?
Excellent. Boy. Okay.
Oh boy, yeah.
You got it?
Oh yes.
Here there is a comparison. That's why you're using which of these two boys is more intelligent. If I'm asking, or if someone asks about a classroom, for example, okay, or a group, a huge group, or a large group, or even a group of 5 or 10 kids, I can simply ask who is the most intelligent boy. Got it?
Oh yes.
You got it? So your usage of most intelligent is correct as a superlative. However, you don't have to use boys or which of the boys is most intelligent. Simply ask who is the most intelligent boy. That's it. Got it?
Oh yes, sir.
Okay, good. The answer is correct. It's just you just need to frame the sentence accordingly. Okay. Yes, I see some answers on the chat here. Who is the most intelligent boy? It's correct. Thank you. Some of our pro learners are getting disconnected. I've sent the invite again. Please join me. Okay. Thank you, Chandan. Let's continue with Manu. Can you hear me? I can see a number here ending 64407. Manu, is it? Can you hear me? I can see a number. I don't see the entire name. Okay, no problem. Let's continue with Raji. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, let's continue with you. Next sentence. If you are not comfortable with Hindi, it's okay. Just look at the English words and rephrase.
Which is Mr. Yogi's son?
Which? No.
Sorry,
Read the sentence again.
Let me read the sentence.
Just a
moment, guys. One person at a time.
Which is Mr. Yogi's son? आप में से श्री योगी का बेटा कौन सा है?
आप में से.
Which of
Very good.
No.
Very good.
Which
Now
of
read.
you is Mr. Yogi's son?
Excellent. Very good. Which of you? He's asking two kids. Which of
Okay.
you is Mr. Yogi's son? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Correct sentence. I'll just allow others to complete.
So the pronunciation of the word is same. WITCH, which and which.
Correct. Which, WHICH. This is the word, right?
Yeah. Which and which. No difference, right?
With is different. This is which.
No. Which. WITCH, which.
That is correct. That is correct. Which and which is the same pronunciation. Homonyms, basically. Same pronunciation, different spellings, different meanings. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So there's another way of asking this question as well, using who.
Who? I'm not getting, sir. Who is Mr. Yogi's son?
Without
Or
changing the meaning.
which of you? Means there are two.
Yes.
So there are two. Who?
किसी के बीच होना. What is the word that we use for that?
Who between?
Among.
Sorry.
Okay.
Among means
Now.
okay. Who among you is Mr. Yogi's son?
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Let's say there are more than two or more kids. Okay. So here
Okay.
you can also rephrase if you want to use who. Who among you is Mr. Yogi's son? Generally,
Okay,
we
sir.
use among for a large group. However, it's
Yeah.
okay. It can also be basically indicating or choice between two or more or three or more participants. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
or a group. So who among you is Mr. Yogi's son, or which of you is Mr. Yogi's son? Both are grammatically correct. Okay.
But in general, like without of you also we can use, sir, right? Which is Yogi's son?
No, then
Which of you?
who is Yogi's son? Who is Mr. Yogi's son?
Who is Mr. Yogi's son?
Which is Mr. Yogi's son will be
Yogi's
incorrect
son.
in that context, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
You got it?
Yes.
Which we use for a thing, right? Here is a person. But
Yeah.
just because there are two people here you're choosing, that's why you can use which of you. Okay,
So
that's-
whenever there is choices, we always use which.
you can use which, yes. Or if, as I mentioned, who among you, there's another way of saying that as well.
Okay, sir. Clear. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Let's continue. Manu, I think you were trying to answer. Now you can answer the next one. Can you hear me, Manu? You can unmute now. 64407 is the number I see here. Manu, right? You can unmute now. Can you hear me? जी आवाज आ रही है आपको? Manu? Please say something. You're not on mute, but I'm not able to hear you. Can you hear me, Manu? Yeah, I think you're facing some technical issues. Please try and reconnect, okay? Please try and reconnect. Let's continue. Nemichand, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's continue. Nemichand, please read the two sentences.
When is your flight? आपकी flight कब है? बहन समय के बारे में
That's okay. English sentence पढ़िए
के
sir.
लिए भी इस्तेमाल किया जा सकता है. When is your birthday?
When's your
आपका-
birthday? When's your flight? क्या पूछ रहा है वो? Time, right? समय.
Time. Yes.
So we've discussed this earlier as well. We're talking about place, we use where. Talking about the person, you use who, which, as we had a look earlier, similar to the examples we just saw. And when we talk about time, okay, we use when. When can also indicate
Time.
particular day, exact time, month, okay? It can mean anything related to time. So let's continue. Nemichand, please read the next one and give me the correct answer.
Sir, first one, sir. In which month are we celebrating your promotion? First one, sir, right answer. Is right answer.
Thank you. Can you read the sentence again? आपकी आवाज कट रही है.
In which month are we celebrating your promotion?
Thank you. Thank you. There's a sentence on the chat. It says about the previous one, Mr. Yogi's son. Who is Mr. Yogi's son among you? That is also grammatically correct. Okay. The person who's asked the question, it's correct. The construction is fine. Who among you is Mr. Yogi's son is also fine. You can use among us, among you at the end as well. Who is Mr. Yogi's son among you? That is also fine. It's grammatically correct. Okay. Yes, your answer is correct. Thank you. In which month are we celebrating your promotion? Okay. In which month? Month of January, February, March, April, May, whatever. Okay. Well done. Thank you. Let's continue. Bhavani, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, let's continue with you. The next one. Okay. Please read the next two sentences, just the English sentences. Okay.
I would rather sit for a while. I don't want to go for a walk. I would rather take some photographs.
Rather is what? Is it an adverb, adjective, verb? What is it? What is rather, Bhavani?
Adverb, is it an adverb, sir?
Adverb. Very good. Adverb. What does it indicate? उसका मतलब क्या है? Rather का मतलब क्या है?
बजाय, उसके बजाय.
Absolutely. Very good. Balki या बजाय. You're right. Absolutely. So rather means it's used to indicate someone's preference to a particular matter, in a particular matter. Okay. So you use this or that. Rather can also be used as an adverb when you're talking about degree. Okay. In terms of extent. So it's getting, for example, his behavior was rather strange. Okay. Degree. It's getting rather cold. Okay. So again, talking about extent, degree, but here clearly is talking about choice. The
Sir,
sentence was
then it becomes similar like quite.
quite. Yes, exactly. Quite, a bit, slightly, fair, whatever. So yes, that's correct. When you talk about degree, okay. Here we are talking about the preference. So I would rather sit for a while. I don't want to go for a walk. I'd rather take some photographs. Okay. Great. Thank you. So let's continue. Bhavani, you can answer the next one.
I would rather have coffee.
I would rather have coffee. So probably someone's asked, do you want a cup of tea? Person's replied, I'd rather have a coffee. Okay. I'd rather have a coffee. Very good. Or rather have coffee. That's fine. Thank you. Let's continue with Shima. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Let's continue with you. Please read the next. Please give me the next answer.
I would rather be a doctor than an engineer.
Very good. Than an engineer. I'd rather be a doctor than an engineer. Okay, correct sentence. Thank you.
Yes.
So I'm asking you a question. I want you to rephrase this sentence using prefer. Using prefer. Please rephrase the sentence, Shima.
I would rather be a doctor, prefer an engineer.
No, I would prefer. Just use prefer in place of rather. Okay. So here, the reason I asked that question.
I would prefer be a doctor than an engineer.
There's one change that you need to incorporate. Read the sentence again, you'll understand.
I prefer be a doctor than an engineer. Am I right?
Do you think, is it correct to say I would prefer be a doctor, or I would prefer being a doctor?
Being a doctor.
So this is a question I have for everyone. Anyone wants to answer this? My sentence, the choice is, I would prefer being a doctor.
Sir, I would prefer a doctor.
I'd prefer a doctor than an engineer. Incorrect. Someone else wants to try?
I would prefer to be a doctor, maybe, or I would
You're right.
prefer. I would prefer being doctor or to be doctor.
Being is incorrect in this case. To be a doctor. Yes, absolutely. Why? It's not about being as in a continuous or a state of mind here. He's talking about what he wants to be in future, right? I would prefer to be a doctor. There's no need of using being here. So you're right, absolutely right. So I would prefer to be a doctor than an engineer. Okay, it's correct. Right, correct sentence. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes.
I have a doubt in framing sentence with rather. Please check it. I would rather be at my mom's place than yours.
It's correct.
Correct?
It's correct.
It's correct?
I'd rather
So-
be at my mom's place than yours. It's correct.
So there is no use to put the word live.
There's no, see, it depends. Your sentence, does it indicate the time or does it indicate temporary or permanent move? Does it indicate?
No, it's a casual sentence.
Your sentence is, I'd rather be at my mom's.
Place than yours.
You can also say, I'd rather be at my mom's than yours.
Okay.
When you use a sentence like that, I'd rather be at my mom's than yours, it's understood you're talking about your mom's place. That's also
Okay.
another way of saying it. Okay. So
Okay.
I'd rather be at my mom's than yours, or I'd rather be at my mom's place than yours. Fine. But does it indicate a temporary state of being somewhere, living somewhere, or a permanent? No, right?
Yeah. If it's permanent, how the sentence will be?
I'd rather live at my mom's than yours.
Okay.
See, that's the difference between live and stay. Stay is temporary. Okay. Live is a longer period of time. If you make a sentence like, I lived in Mumbai for 1 day, is it correct?
No.
What is the sentence then?
I stay in Mumbai because it's
Stayed
for
in
short duration.
Absolutely. I lived in Mumbai for 5 years. Is it correct?
Yeah, long
Absolutely.
duration.
Long duration. So that's the difference. So if you use live, then it indicates that you're talking about living for a longer period of time, being there for a long period of time. It's about stay, then it indicates it's a short period of time. Your sentence does not indicate anything. So I'd rather, it can also mean, there's another meaning to your sentence. If you say, I'd rather be at my mom's than yours, what does it indicate?
I feel it's casual sentence, like if you are threatening to anyone, like if you are arguing and if you are saying, I'd rather be at my mom's place than yours.
It can
That
also
time you can
mean
use.
that particular moment. That
Okay.
particular moment. I'd
Talking
rather be at, yes, exactly. I'd rather be at my mom's than yours. It can basically mean you're not happy being somewhere at that moment. You'd rather be at someone else's place. Got it?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So the time is open unless you specify it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
Clear.
Sir, I would rather have some coffee than tea.
I'd rather have coffee than tea. Got it? I'd rather have coffee than tea.
Okay.
No need to use some, not needed. I'd rather have
sir,
coffee than tea.
We use rather means to give preference to particular thing as
Yes.
compared to two things.
When comparing two things, one is preferred. So I'd prefer coffee to tea is also correct. Okay. I prefer
sir.
coffee to tea. That's also correct. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So there are different ways of using. Construction changes, but the meaning remains the same. Rather, prefer. Okay. Let's continue.
Prefer means pasand karunga.
Sorry. जी आपकी आवाज कट रही है.
Sir, prefer means pasand
पसंद,
करना होता है.
एग्जैक्टली पसंद करना. आपके प्रेफरेंसेस क्या है? वही टॉपिक वही है, इसलिए मैं एलैबोरेट कर रहा था कि ऑप्शंस और प्रेफरेंसेस की बात कर रहे हैं हम. सो यू आर राइट. प्रेफर मींस टू गिव प्रेफरेंस टू समथिंग, टू लाइक समथिंग, किसी चीज को पसंद करना. ओके, ग्रेट. लेट्स कंटिन्यू. थैंक यू. लेट्स कंटिन्यू विद शोभा. कैन यू हियर मी?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you, Shobha. Let's continue with you. We still have a few more slides. Okay, can you please read the sentence?
Shall I open the window?
Shall I open the window? Again, polite permission. Shall I open the window? Okay. you can read the next two sentences.
It's rather cold today. The film was rather boring.
Very good. It's rather cold today. What does it indicate here? I mentioned a while ago. Here it talks about degree, extent. Okay. It's rather cold today. He's probably talking in comparison to the weather that compared to yesterday's weather. Okay. So it's rather cold today. So it's talking about indicating extent or degree of something. Okay. It's rather cold today. It's like it's quite cold today. Okay. Got it? The film was quite boring and the film was rather boring means the same. You got it?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I hope you all got it. Okay, great. So the film was quite boring and the film was rather boring mean the same. Okay. Here we are talking about not comparisons. We are talking about degree. Okay. So we probably have one or two more. Sonam, can you hear me? So the ones who haven't answered, you all need not worry. I'll come up with some questions for you all. Sonam, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Please answer the next one.
He was nervous to see him. She was rather nervous to see him.
Very good. What does it indicate here? What does it indicate? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Sonam. There was some sound in the background.
Possibility.
No. She was rather nervous to see him means it does not indicate possibility. It indicates the extent, the degree. Okay. It's like if you rephrase the sentence, Sonam, can you use quite and rephrase the sentence using quite, Quite?
She was quite nervous to see him.
You understood? It talks about a certain significant extent or degree. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So she was quite nervous to see him and she was rather nervous to see him mean the same. Okay. Both are adverbs used in this manner. Okay. All right. Let's continue. We still have some of our learners who are yet to answer. So just give me 1 minute. I'll quickly come up with some questions for you all. The topic, this was a short topic. We are done with the topic. So I'll just come up with some other questions. You all just need to give me 1 minute. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
I have last slide. Why are you using to?
Let me go back to the slide. Yes.
Nervous to she. What is a nervous? Nervous is me adverb.
Nervous.
Yeah, only verb.
Nervous is an adjective. Aap bechain, pareshan hona, basically. Nervous. It's an adjective. It talks about your state of mind, right? So it's an adjective. State of being, basically. Nervous. Dar jana, anxious.
Why are you using to?
To see some. Okay, your question's good. I understand. Read the sentence. Can you read the sentence?
She was rather nervous to see him.
See him. If you remove to, is it correct?
Never see him.
Is it correct?
I don't know, sir.
Read the sentence without using to and tell me if it is correct.
She was rather nervous see him.
It's incorrect, right?
Yes.
It's incorrect. You need to use to in this case. Why? Anyone?
I think किसी चीज को देखने से पहले preposition to का use maybe.
Preposition, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. You need a preposition here, right? You need the preposition here. So that's why without the preposition, this is missing. Okay.
Yes.
So that your verb is clearly understood. What is the verb here?
She.
See. See is the verb here, right? So without the preposition to, the verb see is not understood clearly. That's how you understand the construction of the sentence. Okay. That's why it's important to use that. Okay. Anyone else thinks this sentence can be rephrased in another way? Anyone?
Instead, without anything, we can say it like she was nervous to see him.
I'm saying in place of without using to, there is another way to say this sentence.
She was rather nervous seeing him.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. It's correct. Absolutely right. She was rather nervous seeing him, but that changes the meaning. Can someone tell me what is the meaning that changes? If I say she was rather nervous seeing him and she was rather nervous to see him, what is the difference in meaning? Anyone?
Seeing is continuous.
Continuous, sir.
It's fine. Absolutely. Your answer is correct. What I'm talking about is, I'm talking about the meaning of the sentence. When I read, here my sentences again. My sentence is, she was rather nervous to see him. Second sentence, she was rather nervous seeing him. The meaning changes.
देखने से पहले nervous थी.
No,
देखने से पहले.
that's
देखने
not.
के लिए. देखने.
It's indicating that she met him and she's scared. First scenario, she was rather nervous to see him, and
Okay.
second, she was rather nervous seeing him means still she is scared.
Okay, I got both of your answers. You all are, yes, some way is correct, but I'm talking about meaning. Anyone wants to tell me how does the meaning change? Yes.
Oh yeah. When we use seeing, then meaning is whenever she saw him, yeah, she becomes nervous.
I'm talking about the meaning. When okay, let me make a sentence like this, okay? My sentence is, I was seeing her. What is the meaning of the sentence?
At the moment, maybe.
No. Then my sentence should
Oh
be,
yeah.
I saw her. If I'm talking about something that happened in the past, why I was seeing her. No, I saw her. Basically, the act of looking. When I say I was seeing her, what is the meaning?
To look carefully, I think.
No, that's
In
incorrect.
Hindi, I can say मैं उसे देख रहा था. Like
No, I see her.
You all are talking about the
judging.
act of looking. Okay.
yes.
My question is beyond that. Think beyond the meaning of seeing. There are multiple meanings of seeing someone. When are you seeing him?